Anna, good morning. Uh, my name is Gabriel Dragan, and yeah, last night I was thinking how to present this digital transformation. But Tatiana mentioned something about stories, and I changed my mind. So, let's begin with my story. 7 years ago, I was working in IT support, and one of my colleagues was asking me to install MicroStrategy. I started hating MicroStrategy because I didn't know how to install it. But I had a team in my former company which was aware of how to install such a tool. And I asked them. And karma, after 7 years, brought me here, working with this tool and not getting bored. So, I know that it's 9:15. Everyone right now is in the office, taking a coffee, relaxing. So let's consider the same approach during our presentation. Good. BI digital transformation with MicroStrategy. We started this journey in 2019. But why? Or where? We started it in Romania, in Deutsche Telekom Services Europe. Deutsche Telekom Services Europe, it's a part of Deutsche Telekom Group. It's offering digital services and various other services to the top management and to all corresponding parties to Deutsche Telekom Group. Most of the top management, which we are focusing, are from Germany. Right now, we are at the place of finishing the digitalization for all of our processes. Most of them are already in MicroStrategy, and the focus is on improving. So this is what you will see in the next minutes. But as I said something, we'll walk today through digital transformation roadmap, how we started, where we are. And afterwards, we'll focus on the overall platform development and also future planning. Because BI is changing, and it's changing every month. And there are new toys on the market, toys that our customers want. So let's see, can we bring them to the market or not? Perfect. Digital transformation roadmap. This is how we started, so let me walk you through. We started in 2019. We felt the need of another BI tool. But why MicroStrategy and how? Why not Power BI? Why not SAC? Why not Tableau? Why not any other front-end data visualization tool? The answer is simple. You need to take a decision. And that decision must be taken based on some success criteria. So we stood along our most important customers and we defined success criteria. What our customers need from us in order to make their life easier in digital reporting. And every time I'm mentioning this, when I'm also having interviews, one of the biggest key factors was the BI vendor strategy mobile part. MicroStrategy is one of the best on the market, and most of our users are using MicroStrategy on mobile devices. Mostly, let's say 50% of them, as they are top management. So this is what we did in 2019. We defined some success criteria, we developed a POC, and we set the infrastructure of the platform in order to start developing. 2020. 2020 was a tough year for all of us. I do not want to go into more details, but I think all of us are aware. The first live product for our top management was done in March during the pandemic. It was really tough. A lot of things happened in our minds, and of course, we had our issues and struggles during the first live products, but it seems that from 2020 with 12 live products and 500 users and only 6 customers, in 2022 we have 84 products and more than 1,200 users, and as I said, 50%, most of them are mobile users. And also the customer number increased to 14. Okay, I'm talking about customers, I'm talking about products. Which are our customers? Simple. Top management, Deutsche Telekom board, meaning the CFO and the CEO of Deutsche Telekom Group have various meetings where they are discussing about various processes, and all of them are working in MicroStrategy, are connecting towards MicroStrategy, and that's the only tool where they can see the data. If you are entering right now in, just type Deutsche Telekom on Google, and you'll find there our official website, and there you'll find our quarterly financial figures. Those ones are coming from us. Those ones are managed by us and steered with the processes behind, and of course with the digital tool, which is MicroStrategy. Afterwards, another landscape of ours regarding customers are the controllers, because most of our main customers are related to financial meaning actual planning, forecasting. Also, we have HR data, but HR also related to planning and financial, but also informations like health rate or quota for that. ESG, which we like to say that is the hottest topic right now on the market. We are also developing that. And we are also doing products with information like treasury, risk management, audit. We have also sales part, because in the end, Deutsche Telekom is a telecommunication group, and we are doing a lot of sales for our customers, and we are also working with more operational data. But that's not it. We also have internal products. If we can provide to our customers, to our colleagues, various informations which they need in the day-to-day business, why should we not do that also for us? How we can see if our KPIs, our information, and the way of how we are working, it's a good one if we do not see how our data is evolving. So this is also what we are doing. We are also doing products internally for our department. So we are trying to cover a landscape of information. And as I like to say it, give me a challenge. Tell me what you need, and I'll try to do it. Let's see. Nice. Then, we finished 2022, but we are in 2023 right now, at the end. And you see the fact that we do not have a lot of products. We do not have a lot of things where we evolved. Why? Because in 2022, we started the feedback path with our customers. And we started collecting feedback from all of them in order to understand how we are evolving, if we are doing something properly, if we need to change, if we need to evolve, if we need to structure something else. Again, we like the feedback sessions which we have with our customers. And there we found out a lot of things. The main thing which was provided as a feedback is that they want the products to move faster. Faster means the fact that our board of management has 2 hours a month where they have a meeting where they are discussing about our consensus values, and they do not want to wait 10 seconds, 20 seconds to get that data. So that was a very big feedback, and the most important feedback which we had. Also, one of our customers told us that he wants our dashboards to look sexier, and I like to quote him on that. So what we did, we said, okay, we have 85 products. Let's put them aside, and let's start criticizing our own work based on the feedback. And we started changing. Changing means changes in the architecture, changes in development, changes in layouts, in structures, trying to change everything we can. But we didn't do everything in the same time. We did it during iterations, small steps, baby steps, in order to collect the feedback again from the customer to see if we are on the right path or not. It seems that the customers liked our approach, and we saw that we are on a good path. That's why in 2023, we went into a design principle implementation based on the testing which we had. We did a performance improvement, and the most important topic was the cloud migration. Why? It's very simple. We have a very big MicroStrategy production environment where all of our projects and all of our users are located. That means that if a project is managing to crash the system, all the other projects are crashing like the same. Why? Because we want to have a single point of contact for all of our top management. On mobile library, we have a single sign-on functionality, and everyone is connecting without any user and password, and they have everything in the same place. They do not need to contact or connect to the different systems in order to get their data. So that's very important for us. And that's why scalability of the system, it's also very, very important, because we are reaching at a level where our home doesn't have enough space, doesn't have enough memory, doesn't have enough resources to manipulate all the processes which we are striving in the back, if they are daily, monthly, weekly, so on and so forth. So that's why we started last year also in the parallel with the performance improvement in terms of data visualization and development structure in the backend, also a cloud migration topic. It was really hard. Why is that? Because we were discussing with MicroStrategy 3 months ago when we said that we managed to implement everything, and they asked us, okay, how did you do it? Did you use a Linux virtual machine over the cloud, or did you use containers? And we said, we used containers. And they asked how? Because right now on AWS and Microsoft Azure, they do not have the containers installed. They are using, again, virtual machines. The only cloud platform where they are using containers is Google, and that right now is not available for any customer except the US government. So they asked us, okay, how did you manage to do that on a cloud where we are right now trying to implement that? So it's really fun to see how such topics can have a further discussion and try to exchange experiences with the tool and the people which built the application where we are working right now. Perfect. System development. As I said, we started in 2019. We started with the version 2019, where the first time were introduced dossiers. I think everyone knows them with dashboards, but in MicroStrategy, everything is called dossiers. In 2019, it was really tough because the dossiers didn't have so many functionalities. And our customers have two demands. The first one is to have their data on time. And the second one, the dossier to be pixel perfect. So if the magenta color is with 2% smaller than it should be, they are seeing that. When I joined the company, I didn't manage to see such small discrepancies. But right now, after 2.5 years, I see them with my eyes closed. So, yeah, it was really tough in 2019 to manage those things. But from 2019, we evolved to 2021 Update 4. That means that MicroStrategy is doing an annual release for a bigger platform, but their strategy changed 1 year ago. What that means, they are saying that they're focusing right now on cloud architecture, and instead of providing the annual release, they are providing monthly updates for cloud, because everything can be installed seamless without downtimes, and you can have an architecture which is really scalable, and the customer doesn't see when the system is shut down in order to install new updates. Okay, but 2021 Update 4. Maybe some of you have access to Google and you can type yesterday, or not yesterday, last week, MicroStrategy released Update 11. So we are 7 updates behind. Why? Due to this cloud. As I said, baby steps and prioritization. We cannot work on 20 different topics in the same time. So which is the most important topic for us? First of all, stable platform, stable production environment. And that means we should finish this topic and after those to think about installing a new release. And as I said previously, we did it. And right now, our platform is stable. We have enough resources, we have enough space. And this was visible in the last months when we reduced the running time of all of our products. And we see the fact that in the memory usage, we don't have peak usage anymore. So our, let's say, volume or the peak usage right now on the system, it's 30% of volume or 40. That's maximum if we are running everything from all of our projects in the same time. In the past, it was 60, 70%. Okay, but why, again, MicroStrategy? As I said in the beginning, we are using a lot of mobile devices, but also is related to databases. Deutsche Telekom is a very big group, and we have various segments, various customers, and each customer has the freedom to store their data in whatever type of database they want. So for us, it's really important to have access to multiple types of connectors in order to get the data which we really need. For various customers, we are also maintaining the databases, but for other customers which they already have the database and the structures there, we are trying to connect and we are providing the visual and the informations in MicroStrategy. That's why here you see various types of databases which we are using right now. SQL Server, Oracle, BW on HANA, BW for HANA, Teammate, which is an audit database. And yes, I mentioned specifically BW on HANA and BW for HANA, and you will see right away why due to the types of connections which we are using. So on the relational part, it's the most classic fashioned and simple connection which we are using, ODBC. I think everyone from here knows it. I think it's from 1970s, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I heard it from someone. I was not born at that time, so I cannot say for sure. Okay, BW on HANA. T-Secure. What means T-Secure for SAP? T-Secure means somehow like a connection mapping for ODBC. We are transporting the MicroStrategy user to an interface which is custom made by us in the SAP environment, where SAP is understanding our technical security and is taking only the data which we need. We need that for most of our HR products where we are not allowed to do a lot of things, technical implementations. So we have also standard implementations based on our security and compliance regulations. And that's why we need such a live connection with security enhanced in order to transfer the security and understand it. MDX is the basic and simple connection for SAP with BW on HANA, which is the standard one. And on SAP BW for HANA, right now it's OData. OData, it's acting somehow like an API. And in the backend, you are using CDS views. And yes, you are trying to get the data from those CDS views. As far as I know, also SAP right now will move to DataSphere. And DataSphere is somehow like a relational part of SAP. And we started also playing with that because the roadmap for our SAP databases is to move to DataSphere in the shortest time. So that's why we will also use ODBC for DataSphere in the future if that's possible. Okay, but why should we go only standard? Let's go also custom. As I said, we also have projects where we are using basically information which is really restricted from a security and compliance perspective. That's why we are using custom APIs, and through those custom APIs, we have access to only the data which we really need. This is how we manage to secure the information. And yeah, it's for a small amount of data, everything it's working, but we know that something custom for when you're talking about a big volume of data, it's not so good, but this is not the case here. Okay, functionalities, what we are using in our day-to-day work, and these are only a few of them. at some point of time, and I will show you a demo about that product, because the top management was understanding that a certain old information is with one color, and the new information is with another color. So that's why we implemented standard, the HTML code for that as well. Transaction services, guiding widgets, S3 maps. S3 maps we are using mainly for our internal products. Why? Because DTSE is located in Germany, Romania, Czechia, and Slovakia. And when we are talking about volumes, when we are talking about FTEs, we are also talking about the various locations where those volumes are. And instead of showing them in a grid, why not showing them in a map? I think it's more fancier like that. But as I said, it's a big group, and we like Magenta, and we like custom things. That's why, for the financial world, our customers are coming from a place where Excel is not live. And that's why they wanted in MicroStrategy various topics and various formatting options in a grid which are not existing by default in MicroStrategy. So that's why you see here a custom grid, which I will show you right away. Also Vitara. Vitara, it's a separate company which is offering various visualizations which are installed in MicroStrategy. I know that they are partners, but I still consider them that it's a customization because they are acting a little bit different compared with the default visualizations from MicroStrategy. And of course, DT fonts and colors. You will see it right away in our demo. Okay. And as I said, future planning. What means future planning? We finished the cloud migration. We finished, or we are in a very good shape with our developments. What's next? As I said, as we finish the cloud migration, now we can focus on other topics as well. And our primary topic will be update 11, or let's see if update 12 will appear in October, and we can consider that one. And I know that everyone is really excited about the AI topic. It's the new toy in town. We are also excited about that. Why? Because MicroStrategy is one of the first companies and one of the first applications which already 1 week ago made productive the chatbot. And they have an implementation with ChatGPT. This topic was a POC during MicroStrategy World in May, and at that point of time, they showed the POC, and they said to us, okay, guys, this is the laptop, this is the POC. If you do not believe us, just come on the stage, play with it, and provide us your feedback. And there was another meeting in Munich 1 week ago when they said, okay, in 2 days you'll have it productive. So everything which they said about artificial intelligence, and especially ChatGPT, time series forecast, and Python integration, they are having it live right now. But, because there is a but, they are having it live only on cloud environments and only on MicroStrategy Cloud from here. What means MicroStrategy Cloud is the fact that MicroStrategy is maintaining the system for you, and you have access to all MicroStrategy capabilities. That's why, right now, we are starting a POC with MicroStrategy Cloud, because our main customers, their focus for next year is artificial intelligence, is the time series forecast. Right now, we are getting the data from MicroStrategy, we are manipulating it somewhere else with Python, and after those, we are injecting again the data in MicroStrategy for the time series forecast. Why not do it in MicroStrategy from the beginning? Why not integrate the data science team with the MicroStrategy development team? Why not have one team instead of 2 teams working on the same topic, but everyone is only on their area in order to understand the bigger picture? So this is what we are doing. But also, MicroStrategy Cloud for us, it's a faster time to market, and it's accessing new features which, as I said, are only available right now during the MicroStrategy Cloud. And I think everyone from here has experience in the BI world, so not everything is perfect. Not everything is accurate from the beginning. That's why at some point of time you need help. And who knows better how to help than the company which built the tool? So we have an incident management with MicroStrategy, but right now the process is the following. We have an error. We are debugging it internally. We see the fact that we did everything that we can do, and afterwards we are going to the MicroStrategy portal and we are opening a case towards MicroStrategy. That case afterwards is passed to the MicroStrategy support team, which is located in Poland, and they are starting to ask us for logs, products, so on and so forth. So it's like a ping pong of information for various weeks until they have all the needed informations. Sometimes we are doing meetings with recordings in order for them to understand which is the problem. And at some point of time, they are saying, okay, we cannot replicate it. Give us your metadata. And we are providing them the metadata, and we are starting all over again. If they are storing the system, the problem is directly in their system. So we do not need to do a ping pong of information. We do not need to do anything because it's just me in a meeting with him. You have access to the same system as me. You can do the same thing. In 1 hour, I think we can find out how the problem is behaving, and we can debug much more easier. And for our customers, that's very, very important. Yes, but also outside MicroStrategy Cloud, we have various functionalities which I really like and we will also need. The most important part for me is the cache compression. You will say, okay, but visualizations are nice. Why are you going on the cache compression? I'm an IT guy. And in order for the dossiers to work better and faster, you need a stable environment and a stable performance on your products. That means the fact that your running of the cubes must be as small as possible when you are triggering them in MicroStrategy. The cache compression, which is right now available, is reducing the volume of RAM memory or space with 50% while you are running a big volume of data, if you are doing that setting. Also, from a development perspective, templates are very useful for us. And of course, as I said, the certification towards DataSphere, a certain connection for that. But I think I talked enough. Let's also see something. See something means, let's go towards MicroStrategy and show you something from the visual perspective. As I said, everything is nice and shiny in the front end if things are done in a proper way during the entire process chain. So let's start the first time with group risk governance, risk management. And yes, here everything is in German. And that's quite a challenge for us because, believe me, we are 14 people in Romania and we do not know German. We developed something in German without knowing German. How was that possible? Through a close collaboration with our customers from Germany. We implemented everything based on the translation which they are providing to us. But why in German? Because the group of users which have access to this product are German native speakers. That's why. And here you will see Mad Max and you will see Tom Harris. Why is that? Because this is dummy data. And one of my colleagues had the idea of having this product, as it's a totally different approach compared with any other products which we did, with the top 100 movies from IMDb. That's why you see such a format here. This product was one of the most strict products which we had. Everything must be in a certain way based on the documentation. And this is a standard documentation for any risk management process managed in any company. Of course, here you have also various informations. I will not deep dive on them. I will just ask you to focus on the layout and structures. As you can see, telecom logo, filters aligned, and everything, as I said, must be pixel perfect. If this is how it's visible on browser, this is also visible on the iPad as well. as MicroStrategy has a 90% adjustments towards various devices. Okay. This is one of the newest products. This is a product which is helping our financial controllers and board of management in order to visualize their data. This product, 2 years ago, for me, was running in minimum 20 seconds. And it seems that that is unacceptable. Right now, the same product with a bigger volume of data is running for me in 4 or 5 seconds. The threshold for us is maximum 10 seconds, depending on the volume of data, business logic, structures, and what we want to achieve and how strict we are with our information. Okay, as I said, we have a customization which I mentioned in the PowerPoint presentation, which is this custom grid from here. And you can see magenta, various lines underlined here. This is something which is not out of the box of MicroStrategy. This is something which is custom made by us in order to accomplish the requirements from our financial controllers, in order to visualize everything. So here we can see informations on a quarterly, monthly evolution. We can see informations, as I said, in grids. Why is that? Because financial controlling likes Excel. So we cannot get rid of grids here, but we can move a lot of things to various visualizations. So we see deep dives per segments, per reporting units. We see contributions based on the family of KPIs which we have. In this product, I think right now, because yesterday we had a release of the information, we have almost 40 million rows in a data set. That means 10 gigabytes of information, and it's only the half of the year. That means that we'll reach the cube with 20 gigabytes of information for this product. This product is the main source of information which is driving the actual process on group level for all of our entities, all of our segments, and other products are built based on this process. So in the beginning of the month, we have first estimate, meaning an estimation of the main financial KPIs which we have. Afterwards, we have flash. When the entities are starting to deliver data, we see as like a sneak and peek of the data for various main financial KPIs. And afterwards, at the end of the month, we see not 4 or 6 KPIs, we see 400. Because different teams are working on different aspects and different KPIs, and they want to have them all stored in a central place. Also, as I said, we also have cash flow. We also have various digitalization KPIs, but we also have consensus. We also visualize the information, the actual information, versus forecast and planning, and we are reaching to a consensus for our investor relation team. And this information, of course, not this one, because it's with dummy data. The real one is passed to our investors in order to see how the group is evolving and if we are in a proper shape with our revenues, for example. But as I said, this is a focus on performance. Layout and structure versus here. We have various informations, various structures, and as I said, we need to guide our users. That's why if we are looking on the iPad, you need this information from here, which is guiding you in order to scroll. You need the fact that you can go and visualize the information here, which is passed, of course, on the right side of the bar. After those, we have various scenarios, which I said because these are with the financial area mainly, and the various main segments which we have. But of course, the group is much, much bigger. That's why consensus is done on segment level and actual is done on every unit level. Okay. As I said also, this the risk management was very strict in working, financial also has its specifications in the telecom, so we need to stick to various strict rules for various areas. But what about our internal products? Can we play with them in a different way? Yes. To be honest, I like more it with a black color instead of white, but that's my personal opinion. So here, on the internal products, we have the full flexibility of playing with any type of visualization we want in order to manage the expectations from the customer. Here, you see KPIs like MicroStrategy dossiers, like pilots in SAP Analytics Cloud, or MicroStrategy products based on AI. We are calling it guided reporting. Also, you are seeing the evolution and the system availability. You see the number of tickets, you see the average, you see the percentage of number of tickets which you are solving, because our customers have issues, and when our customers are sending us a request, we need to fix them. So how we can manage to see if what we are doing is good. For example, 2 years ago, I think we had 20 tickets a week. Last week we had 1. You need to create visibility on the main topics in order to solve them one by one. It was fun, and it's still fun. That's why I said in the beginning I'm not bored, because each customer has its own ideas. And with this, my presentation is finished, and thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much. I'm sure that all of our audience has some interesting questions for you, so if you would want to be on the stage. Please, could you... we have a first question. And the microphone is heading towards you right now.
Hello, thank you for the presentation.
Welcome.
I got one question. How you are dealing with large amounts of data that must be replicated for the client's purpose, like for reporting the same amount of data in a large context?
I have right now 2 customers on the financial area. You will see that I'm focusing mainly on the financial area because there is the biggest amount of data. One of the customers is sending the data towards the other customer. So they have this responsibility. But the customer which is sending the data also wants to see a deeper look on the information which he's sending. So one of them has also the split of B2B, B2C, various areas where they are striving their business, and the other one is looking on the total but on a bigger amount of entities. So if you are comparing that data, 80% is the same. It's only a different split. I cannot say that we are combining it. We are keeping it in separate layers, separate structures, separate databases, in order for none of them to interfere with each other. So we are transferring the data from one database to the other in order to make sure that in the group database, we keep only the purpose of the group, and in the segment database, we keep the relevant data for that, in order not to have junk issues or to debug something in production in the database or in MicroStrategy for various informations which are not relevant. I hope I understood your question. Or
yes.
Yeah. So we have various similar amount of data for the financial part, but also their processes are a little bit different. Why is that? The segment must deliver to the group. That means that the segment is the one which is doing firstly the reporting. If he is not collecting the data from the entities, he cannot send it to the others. So it's also a gap of days between them until the group gets the data. And that means that the processes on the system are a little bit different than in different days. So in this way, we're also maintaining the system from a performance perspective. So if in the weekday 16, the segment is running the volume of data, the group is just expecting for the segment to validate the data and to pass it to the group. So they are not doing anything there. So it's a matter of processes. In this way, you can know for sure that a certain MicroStrategy project with a certain customer has its, let's say, 1 week assigned to do various processes based on how they are driving their business, and afterwards it's passed to the other customer and so on and so forth. Okay. So it's somehow understanding the business, understanding the process and scalability of information and when to manage those things.
Okay, so you are relying on some APIs to transfer the data.
Yeah,
and it's a delayed process on purpose to synchronize.
It's not a delayed process because in the group, every segment has the flexibility of structuring their business as they want. That means that, for example, United States is delivering us the data later than the entities from Europe. That means that we are doing the reporting except US, and after those when US is delivering the data, we are also doing. So we are based with a financial calendar where everything is written down. In the beginning of the year, we know for sure that at some specific dates, every segment must deliver data, and after those, the entire process follows.
Okay, thank you. And one more question. You mentioned containers, implementing the containers as a major improvement in your work. What was a big challenge to migrate from Linux-based to containers?
We had two major topics. One which let's say it's the part of the metadata. Why? In the past, we were using the Linux environment to store also the metadata on a specific file system. Right now, we said and we discussed to move the metadata outside the container in order to have the database as a service, to have much more easier backups, because the process was very painful when it was with the entire MicroStrategy system located in the same file system. And it was very hard in order, even though it was located in the same cloud, and you can, from a network and firewall perspective, it's very easy to connect, let's say. It was very hard in order for them to understand, meaning the MicroStrategy server to connect to the metadata, even though they were in the same network, and for sure it's localhost 8080 something there in order to connect. And the other part was with the license key. The license key is the following. When you are installing a MicroStrategy system, you have a license key. That license key, it's activating the system, and it allows you to work based on some user rights assigned for that license key. In order to activate your system, you must install, first of all, your system. Behind, you have in a file system, a file called activate.xml, if I'm not mistaken. You are copying it and going to the MicroStrategy network in a portal where you are uploading it and receiving the certificate for that. That's the manual way of doing things. The automatic way is to allow your internal system to connect directly to that MicroStrategy portal, and the activation is done automatically without no manual interfering. This is what we try to do, but we stumbled to a very big process, which is how to allow an internal Deutsche Telekom system with sensitive data to connect to outside to the portal in order to activate that system. So these were two of our challenges. We managed to fix them, and yeah, let's see.
And I'm sure you have many more questions for Gabriel, and thank you very much, Gabriel, for opening our stage today.